Let's get right into it. Number 5. The mystery of the vanishing Maya highways revealed by space-age technology. For decades, archaeologists thought the ancient Maya lived in scattered jungle settlements, completely cut off from each other like hermits hiding in the trees. Boy, were they wrong. Scientists recently fired lasers from airplanes deep into the Central American rainforest, and what they discovered completely flipped our understanding of Maya civilization upside down. These weren't your average archaeologists with shovels and brushes. They were using cutting-edge laser technology that could see right through dense jungle canopy like X-ray vision. The lasers bounced back detailed maps of everything hidden underneath centuries of vegetation. What emerged from those scans was absolutely mind-blowing. The Maya had built a massive network of stone highways stretching across an area larger than most modern metropolitan regions. We're talking about perfectly engineered roads connecting dozens of cities across hundreds of miles. These weren't simple dirt paths either. The Maya constructed sophisticated stone causeways with drainage systems and raised platforms. Some of these ancient highways were built in arrow straight lines that would make a modern engineer jealous. Even more incredible, many of these roads were astronomically aligned. They pointed directly toward where specific stars appeared, or where the sun rose during important dates, like the winter solstice. The Maya basically created their own ancient GPS system using the stars as guideposts. These highways moved entire armies, facilitated massive trade networks, and hosted religious processions involving thousands of people. After being buried under jungle growth for over a millennium, some sections are still visible today. The discovery completely changed how we view Maya society from isolated villages to a sophisticated, interconnected civilization. Number 4. The lost Egyptian party city that disappeared beneath the waves. Imagine the most glamorous, wealthy city in the ancient world, a place where Greek merchants, Egyptian priests, and international traders all mingled together in massive temples and luxury palaces. This was Thonis Heracleion, a city so important it had 2 different names depending on who you asked. For over 2.5 millennia, this metropolis served as ancient Egypt's main gateway to the Mediterranean world. Every foreign trader who wanted to do business with the pharaohs had to pass through this city first. Think of it as the ancient equivalent of a major international airport, except with massive stone statues instead of departure gates. Then one day, the entire city just vanished. Not gradually over centuries, but in a single catastrophic event. Geological evidence suggests a massive earthquake turned the ground beneath the city into something resembling quicksand. The whole metropolis slid into the Mediterranean Sea like it was riding a giant water slide. For centuries, historians thought this city was purely mythological, like Atlantis, but with more pyramids. Then, in the year 2000, underwater archaeologists made an incredible discovery. They found the city perfectly preserved on the ocean floor, complete with massive statues, temple foundations, and even ancient ships still loaded with cargo. One of the most remarkable finds was a colossal statue of a fertility god, standing 16 feet tall and carved from red granite. The irony wasn't lost on researchers that a god associated with floods ended up permanently underwater. The discovery proved that sometimes the most unbelievable ancient stories turn out to be completely true. Number 3. Ancient Greek statues were actually psychedelic masterpieces. Walk into any major art museum today and you'll see rows of pristine white marble statues from ancient Greece. Clean, elegant, sophisticated. Except there's one tiny problem with this picture. Those statues were never supposed to be white. Recent scientific breakthroughs using ultraviolet lights and electron microscopes have revealed microscopic traces of paint on these ancient sculptures. What researchers discovered would make a rainbow look subtle by comparison. The ancient Greeks painted their statues in brilliant electric blues, vibrant reds, shimmering golds, and every color imaginable. These weren't delicate watercolor touches either. The Greeks went full comic book with their color schemes. Walking through ancient Athens would have been like strolling through the world's most colorful art gallery. They found evidence of intricate patterns, detailed facial features, and even different skin tones used to represent various ethnicities. The colors weren't random decoration either. Gold indicated divine status. Specific skin tones showed ethnic backgrounds, and painted muscles emphasized physical strength. These statues were the ancient equivalent of high-definition television in a world of black and white photography. For hundreds of years, art historians praised the pure aesthetic beauty of white marble, completely missing the point. The Greeks would have looked at our modern museums and assumed all their artwork was unfinished or damaged. We've been admiring ancient statues that were basically missing their makeup for centuries. Number 2. The deadly beauty secret that poisoned an entire civilization. The ancient Maya had a serious obsession with the color red. They covered their temples, pottery, and ceremonial objects with a gorgeous crimson pigment that made everything look absolutely stunning. There was just one tiny problem with their favorite paint. It was slowly killing them. The pigment they loved so much was called cinnabar, and it's basically mercury wrapped up in a pretty red package. Every time it rained, this toxic paint would wash off their buildings and flow directly into their water reservoirs. But wait, it gets worse. These same water storage systems became perfect breeding grounds for some seriously nasty blue-green algae. We're not talking about regular pond scum here. This stuff was so toxic that even boiling the water couldn't make it safe to drink. Scientists recently analyzed sediment layers at the bottom of these ancient reservoirs, and what they found would make a hazmat team nervous. Each layer told a story written in poison, with mercury levels that were off the charts dangerous. The Maya had unknowingly created pools of death that would make a nuclear waste site look refreshing by comparison. When severe droughts hit the region in the 800s, people faced an impossible choice. They could either drink water that would slowly poison them or abandon their homes and cities entirely. Most chose to leave, which explains why archaeologists keep finding perfectly good Maya houses that were just walked away from. The civilization that built incredible pyramids and invented advanced astronomy was brought down by their own toxic beauty standards. And number 1, the wooden time machine that rewrote human history. Back in 1890, some Russian workers were digging around in a peat bog when they hit something that would completely change our understanding of ancient human creativity. For over a century, this mysterious wooden object sat in museums while scientists scratched their heads trying to figure out exactly how old it was. Then, advanced radiocarbon dating technology finally solved the puzzle. This carved wooden sculpture was created 12,000 years ago, making it the oldest wooden artwork ever discovered. That single discovery completely demolished everything historians thought they knew about our ancient ancestors. This wasn't some simple stick figure carved by primitive cave dwellers. We're talking about a sophisticated artistic masterpiece that originally stood 17 feet tall. Ancient artists created this monument using nothing but beaver teeth as carving tools, which is basically like building a skyscraper with a butter knife. The sculpture features 7 different faces stacked on top of each other like an ancient totem pole, covered in intricate zigzag patterns and wave designs. The peat bog where it was found acted like nature's perfect preservation system, essentially pickling this wooden masterpiece for thousands of years. Without that natural time capsule, this incredible artifact would have rotted away long before anyone could discover it. What makes this discovery so revolutionary is that it proves our hunter-gatherer ancestors weren't just focused on basic survival. They were creating complex monumental art thousands of years before we thought that kind of sophisticated creativity was even possible. This single wooden sculpture completely rewrote the timeline of human artistic achievement. The exact meaning behind all those carved symbols remains one of archaeology's greatest unsolved puzzles. But the fact that it survived 12 millennia to tell its story makes it one of the most incredible archaeological discoveries of all time. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.